All right, guys, we've got the like Pepsi sound at the start of every game now. It's like they're pouring pop into the SCVs to make them go. Will it be enough, though, to get YoDa a win in the series?
I am YoDa.
He said his name. He said his name. Oh, no. There he is. He doesn't mind I said his name. He's fine with it.
He's okay.
And here is our blue Terran player down at the bottom of GSL Terminus. He is on the team FXO. His name is
FXO TheBest.
And he certainly was last game.
That timing attack was just so cool.
Yeah. But I don't think you're going to be able to do something like that on this map. Maybe you
Very
could.
difficult to do that on this map.
Maybe. I mean, you could fly the Vikings over the little gap. I mean, where the best is right now in terms of spawn locations, you could actually do that same thing. But I've got a feeling we're going to see something a little bit more standard this game.
Well, the reason we were able to, it's a very map-specific all-in.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even an all-in, it's just timing attack. It's very map-specific. And what he did was he used the ability to go into the main and the natural very easily because there's no ramp. And that's what he did on that particular map. The Vikings, of course, when they're on the back because they have the ability to land. That's like how Blizzard intended Vikings to be used in little situations like that.
People just use them kind of to kill Broodlords and to kill Colossi, but they can land too. And when they land, they have machine guns.
And then when they've landed, they can be picked up by medevacs.
That's right, yeah. I think Boxer's the only person we've seen do that so far in the GSL. Pick up landed Vikings with medevacs. That's like the type of stuff we talk at the at the GOM House every day. We talk about like what's the fastest way you could get out 3 Vikings and then fly them over and land them and then pick them up with a medevac.
It's like not like that would ever be like a good build to do.
No.
Like, I wonder how fast you could do that. Like,
it's just important to know.
Huh.
Yep.
So these
Quick
guys
factory.
both going gas first again.
Yep.
These guys have played against each other so many times on the ladder. Both these guys they're not like ladder fanatics, but they play a decent amount on the ladder. Very fast second gas for the best. Looks like he wants to go Cloak Banshees.
I'm really, really glad we're seeing all this new stuff in TVT. I think it's become so much more interesting since players have started meching, started getting Blue Flame Hellions really early. It makes the matchup a lot more dynamic.
Kind of odd to see the best wall off. In TVT before, it used to be you would never wall off because it just made your depots vulnerable.
Yep.
Now, it like makes sense because there's so much Hellion play going around. It looks like we're going to see a switcheroo here. We're going to see very fast Blue Flame from YoDa.
Yeah, I don't want to see Blue Flame Hellions in my base. I don't know about you. And what? All right.
Oops.
There we go. Whoops. Hate it when that happens. That's a bit embarrassing. His factory is sure red.
Well, that actually happened to me a lot in StarCraft 2 when I was trying to get used to the 3D-ness of it.
Yeah.
And I was also like, when I went to make my tech lab, I was like, it doesn't feel the same as making a machine shop. It just feels different when it gets made immediately.
They don't quite stick out as far, you know? I don't know.
When you made the
it's
machine,
nice that the silhouette kind of snaps to it.
Yeah, when you made the machine machine shop at the factories in Brood War, you'd have to select the area. Again, it would ask you if you wanted to fly, but in StarCraft, sometimes I would just like click it. I'm like, well, I kind of want to move my factory a little bit, and I would just press C to make the reactor, and then it would just immediately make it. I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't want to make it there.
Not yet. Looks like Cloak Banshee's coming out for the best, so he is going to switch things up a little bit. Meanwhile, YoDa is going to be getting those Blue Flame Hellions very, very quickly. I think he's going to do a Blue Flame Hellion drop, Wolf.
Yeah, it's looking pretty conclusive. The evidence is starting to add up.
I think so. Don't need to be part of any like fancy CSI team with some sunglasses or anything to tell that.
You don't need any DNA testing for this.
Nope. It's like he finds a wheel sitting around, he does DNA testing. This is from a Blue Flame Hellion. Fell from the height of approximately 8 meters. The approximate height a medevac drops Hellions from.
I actually hate those shows, man. My roommate back in the States would always watch, what was it, Special Victims Unit of Law and Order.
Yeah, man, that's just creepy.
Yeah, that was always so weird, and like the acting was just really bad.
Yeah, my brother and his friend would always call it Svoo.
Yeah,
they'd be like,
my friends call it too.
Hey dude, you want a Svoo?
Whoa! They got some damage on these Hellions. Does not kill one of them, but the Banshee, of course, is a spot that's pretty useful, and the first Viking is going to be out. But he's going to have Cloak.
That Marine is not going to be much of a concern, but the Viking, on the other hand...
He's going to have to scan. May have to scan twice. Is he going to get out of there?
I guess not.
Nice control.
All right, there's
Scans twice. That's basically 2 wasted wheels, plus he kills several SPs, and That's a win in itself. There's going to be a third Banshee as well. And look at these Hellions.
What?
Whoa!
I don't think he was expecting a wall in. That was kind of just like a attack move to my opponent's base and wait for them to go up the ramp. And yeah, ouch.
It's like when I 4-gate people on a wall. This is a little bit of a preemptive cloak.
That's right.
For this Banshee.
So here comes another Banshee from the best. And although he did lose the first one very quickly, don't let that make you think he's got bad control, because he did make his opponent use 2 scans.
Yep. And he's going to take out a lot of SCVs here.
Yep.
There's enough for a scan, but he's just waiting for that Raven.
All right.
Banshee actually runs out of energy, so it was all in vain.
Yep. And he actually did a good amount of damage with that one too, so.
Well, that Raven's
Not
going to
bad.
be useful later on.
Yeah, you can get Hunter Seeker Missile for that
Exactly.
Raven.
It's not like he's not making any more Banshees, but it's not like it's going to really be like, oh, well, I guess you just made a Raven. Oh, interestingly, the best making a third command center. He knows he's killed so many units, he's so far ahead that he can just make a third command center. He's getting Blue Flame from here.
Yep.
And the Hellions of YoDa have Blue Flame as well, but he hasn't really been able to use them. And he's playing a little bit passively, I would say.
Uh-oh. Needs to be pretty careful. He doesn't want to lose that Raven. You need that for point defense.
And the Raven is out, and another Banshee comes in.
Uh-oh. Whoops.
Killing a lot of SCVs here.
Yep. And he could just focus on the mules if he wanted to as well. There's one Viking, but he's going to have to use up more scans. Does he even have the energy
He
for
just
scan?
has enough energy now.
Yeah.
And the Banshee escapes.
Wow. It's like he knew.
Well,
He
it was
knew
just,
when the Raven
it was
coming
just so
back.
smart that the Raven was out and he just went. And these Hellions might do some damage. There is a bunker.
Oh, the Marines lined up, getting instantly roasted, and
lift the depot. Okay, there he goes. I was like, I can't believe he didn't lift the depot.
he heard you. All right.
Auto turret being dropped here to help defend.
Yep. Those Hellions are all at such low health. I mean, really, the best can just land the Viking.
He did do
if
a lot of
wants
damage.
to.
He killed a lot of Marines.
Yep. Gets another one there. And that third command center has not been discovered yet by YoDa, as far as I know.
Yeah, YoDa's ahead in supply because he has those Marines. He has more Hellions. He kept the Hellions alive. Those Hellions are very low in health.
Yeah.
But the best with 3 command centers up, the SCV count is 31 to 26. Neither of these guys having a ton of SCVs yet. But with that third command center, he's going to have extra mules. He's going to be able to have optimal saturation. He's got 3 factories up right now. Both of them do, but of course the best can support those factories very easily. And in fact, could add an armory, which is what he's doing right now.
Yep. It's like he's reading your mind, Wolf.
I know, man. But we are teammates.
It's true.
Watch way more of this guy's games than you guys will ever know.
Well, now we know. We can make estimates.
Well, he's my favorite. I'll just be honest with you guys. He's my favorite player on my team. I just like him the best. Like QXC's like at home crying. He's like, "Shut up, Wolf."
No, he's on a plane right now.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, him and Slogger flying
Well,
back
he
from
could.
China today.
I wonder if he got back already. I think because in the Golem House, like watching us, he's like,
Could be.
"Oh,
Uh-oh.
I love you
Careful.
too, QXC."
So, still no third base for YoDa. Just kind of trying to power off a 2 base to make sure that he's safe before expanding again. He might decide to do a bit of a push, but the best has been putting so much pressure on him. It's really tough to move out. You know, you get that feeling. You're like, oh, I want to move out, but I'm worried because Banshees are going to come to my mineral line and kill SCVs.
Yep. And again, the Raven a little out of position, loses a few, and the Banshee gets away. Why not do that?
Sergeant Banshee. He's not going to be caught unawares by a Raven. And YoDa's not going to find it. Oh, there he sees it. Wow.
Oh, the
Vikings
best! Come on!
have a long range.
It's like so funny how that worked out.
I know.
He,
Whoa.
like, did so, everything so perfectly, and then like at the last thing, he was like, "Well, I guess I don't care anymore."
Yep.
That is a lot of Hellions inside the best space.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he should move out with his just yet.
Where is siege mode at? All right, it's not even been researched yet by the best. That's a lot of Hellions coming in for YoDa, but
Oh, this is
I
going to
think
be
the best
scary.
is gonna
But he kept his production facilities away from this area.
yeah. Oh, that barracks is going to be a goner. And it looks like he's going to try to break this.
Yeah, the best is in a really tough spot here. Several siege tanks sieging up on his cliff. He's going to lose this reactor. He doesn't have as many Vikings as his opponent either.
He can't lift off his buildings because of the Viking counts.
Both
And
players
that
look like they're
Raven
gonna
is
lose
going to
their
be
barracks.
2 Thors out.
Oh,
right
that
now.
Thor going to be extremely useful. The Hellions coming forward, but the point defense are absorbing a lot of shots.
And the Thors are going to nail those siege tanks from the high ground. If he controls well enough, the Vikings landing and distracting the Thors. That is not exactly what the best wanted to happen there. And
No,
wow,
it's not.
both Thors dying so fast with those Vikings and siege tanks. And I think the best actually might just be
I
losing
think
this
he's-
game right now.
I think it's going to be impossible for him to recover at this point.
Yeah.
He's losing all of his own Vikings. There's siege tanks that's naturally trying to top auto turrets to hold this off, but it's
Yep.
not quite working. And even though he had that third base up, he just wasn't able to really make use of it. And this little timing hit him because he didn't have siege mode. If he had siege mode, he would have been okay.
Yeah, I was really surprised that he didn't have siege mode yet. That's actually a bit of a shock. And those are not for repairing. Those mules, the manor mules, telling him to get out of the game.
GG.
And there's the GG. Yep.
Well, that was a pretty quick ending to that game. Both games ending on a little timing attack.
And we are 1-1 now in this series. Both of these players, their future in the GSL on the line, Wolf.
They don't want to go back through the hell of the qualifiers. It's your turn to fry, as Trevor came up with that line.
Your turn to fry. Yeah, that's not just like it describes the feeling. You know, these guys are sweating, man. GS hell with the Code A qualifiers. Wow, that was like an awesome guitar solo in that song.
Yeah, it was.
right
I
there
was
for
just
a second.
actually enjoying it. I was like, should we talk now, or should we just let them enjoy it?
I don't know. I was just gonna like settle back and listen to the subtle sounds of the guitar solo. It was very mellow.
It was.
I used to play guitar. I was telling Wolf this. I actually played in some punk rock bands in high school and college.
You were like that guy. You were the cool guy.
I was, dude. I like
started a
skateboarded
garage
for
band.
5 years. When I wasn't skateboarding, I was playing video games, and I was never doing homework ever. Yep.
Garage bands were pretty
true.
cool, man.
They were actually. We weren't just in a garage. We had like a whole abandoned house we could practice in.
Oh, nice.
My friend's parents owned this house that nobody lived in, so we just set up in like the living room. It was empty. It was awesome.
Well, the worst thing about garage bands is when cars need to be parked, and you're like,
Yeah, cars are like the mortal enemy of garage bands, just by nature. It's like if they were Pokemon, garage type is beaten
And
by
why-
car type.
why does so many garage type bands go into the basement of houses?
Because
Who
the
thinks
garages
that's
are
a good
filled with
idea?
cars,
I know,
man.
but I mean, like, that's just a problem waiting to happen. Okay, that's
Well,
just a problem waiting to happen.
Because basement band doesn't sound as interesting as garage band, you know?
Like, at first, the parents are all cool with it, you know?
Yeah.
Their son is in high school, and he's doing this thing, he's into music, you know, he bought the guitar with his own money, and they're like, yeah, you can
Right.
set up in the basement. But a few weeks later, you decide that's not what you want anymore.
Well, then the friend brings over the drum set, you know, and then
yeah.
the other guy's got his bass guitar, and it's like he's got his spider amp turned up all the way.
And
you
they
know?
can only
It's like,
practice on the weekend because they're trying to do their homework.
Yeah,
And, you know, it's always like 2 a.m. and you're like trying to get some sleep, but
it's tough.
it is pretty
It's
rough.
a tough life being in a garage band in high school. A lot of you guys probably, I'm sure, can relate. Because, you know, people who are in a band are cool, and people that watch a GSL is cool. Let's watch this game right now.